Hi everybody, we were a very small team, but we've put together something. Let's see how it goes. So the context of what we were trying to do is like, let's say you have a $150 million project, which you're implementing in a state with 90 million people, and you with the economy the size of Qatar. And so it's a sizable amount of things that you want to track. And when it comes to reporting, you do get data which is usually sampled, but there's not always that you get good documentation or something which is verifiable. So you have data which is qualitative, sometimes from the field, but there's, again, no documentation in place. That being said, what we were trying to do through this is to figure out how do we give communities or officials something which is standardized and referenced, number one, and how can this be used to look into not just to get a general sense, but also to go down to the actual plot level and look at how things are. And also to kind of explore, because when you do something like this, there's an impact also on the livelihoods of people. And how does that show up when you do something?
OK. Our group, we got really excited about the new user interface features. So instead of doing a video or doing screenshots, we actually put together an Earth Engine app, and we're going to present it live. So exactly, what could possibly go wrong? Well, it's loading right now, so that's good. So let's go to the place of Agai in West Bengal, which is where all these pumps are located. So you can see all the blue points. These are all the pumps. They're loaded from a shapefile asset, actually, because fusion tables don't work with apps. We didn't figure out why, but they don't. Anyway, you can see these pumps. And as a proxy for the productivity on the left side, we just have the 3 years of the NDVI median before the pumps have been installed, on the right after they have been installed. And this is the first time I've implemented one of these sliders in Earth Engine, and I could do this for the rest of our presentation. It's just absolutely lovely, and especially if you look at, for instance, like pre-install of these pumps. Like this area right here, it's pretty dark. So it used to have a low NDVI, and then after the pumps, you can see a pretty dramatic change. It's getting more greener, it's getting probably more productive, but we'll have to look into that. But yeah, pretty pictures isn't everything, because people want to have some kind of support tools. So actually, there's charts, lots of charts. These are just the examples. So what we thought of implementing is just giving people an idea, people working there in the field, of what was the situation on average before the pumps have been installed, and how was it afterwards. So still just as a proxy using the NDVIs, we get the charts of the monthly averages, but also of the full time series before and after. So people can look at the impact of the pumps that have been built. How do I get back to the presentation? This one, right?
That's all right. OK, I see half of it fell away, but that's all right. We had a few more sciencey things that we thought, OK, it's good to mention, otherwise people are going to catch us with that. So we were thinking this is a very simple tool, but we could probably add more data sets to it. Right now, we just use 2 different Landsat platforms, so we can look at that, see if there are also differences between that, see what the differences are within seasons, and do more validation in the field. But we were pretty proud to say, like, OK, now we can tell the people in the field, we have an app for this, and hopefully they'll start taking it up and, yeah, implementing it more. Right on time. And these are our links and other things that we want to share.
So so these are actual real field pictures, all of them. What's interesting is this was the guy, so the whole village, there's only one smartphone. And he's the only guy in the whole village who uses a smartphone. And so he becomes a frame of reference for people. So everyone in the village will be checking in with him and asking, hey, what's the weather like? Are we expecting any rainfall tomorrow? Or what's it? So he is the main point. So
very good. Thank you. Any questions for these guys? All right. Thank you very much. Nice work.